Good afternoon and welcome to the Daily O. I'm Brody Myers, and we've got a lot of news to get to today. The OSU Agriculture Department is $2.6 million richer today. According to a news release, they received a grant to research ways to improve ag production with a better environmental footprint. OSU will partner with Texas A&M for the 5-year project that is being funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Dr. Kevin Wagner, who will be OSU's lead investigator, said, quote, "Our goal is to find ways to not only sustain production, but also improve the land and other resources at the same time." Wagner added that while research the project is a long-term endeavor, it will change the landscape for ag producers immediately. It will also benefit Oklahoma's youth education curriculum being designed for 4-H summer programs. Well, in my humble opinion, there is not a better month for weather than October. And Josh, you got the numbers to prove it. He's in the Weather Center.
Yeah, thanks, Brody. We're going to be starting off this segment with the hour-by-hour forecast for tonight. I'm going to show you for the remainder of this evening into early tomorrow, clear conditions. It's going to be a beautiful but chilly evening as we're going to start off the day roughly around 45 degrees around 6 a.m. So really nothing big to talk about for weather headlines tonight. Like I said, 45 to start off the day tomorrow. That's our overall low, but we'll be in the 60s for the next couple of hours across the region. Moving on real quick, here's a look at tonight's forecast. Like we said, 45 degrees for the low tonight, mostly clear but chilly to start off the day. Some light winds out of the north to maybe northwest around 8 miles an hour. So it's going to be a pleasant evening into tomorrow morning. So before you head out for class, make sure you grab a jacket because we are going to start the morning in the 40s and then quickly warm up into the 50s by mid-morning. And then a look across the region, 45 in Stillwater for the low tonight. Oklahoma City, slightly warmer, around 48, 50 in Norman. And then for our friends in Tulsa, I'll step out of the way, slightly warmer than us here in Stillwater. We're expecting a low of 48 for that area tonight as well, 51 in McAllister. And then for tomorrow afternoon, 71 for a high across the area, 72 Oklahoma City. For our friends in Tulsa, slightly cooler than us, around 69 degrees for a high, 74 in Norman. So just taking a quick look at the allergens across the region, there's been some kids that I've been hearing across campus with allergy issues, and we do have weed pollen that's still relatively high. It's around a moderate level, and then for the rest of the categories in the pollen, tree and grass pollen are at low categories. So if you have any sort of allergen issues, make sure to take the proper medication, just because weed pollen is at a moderate level, and we do expect that to go up in the coming days. So real quick, just to end this segment, like we said, not a whole lot to talk about weather headline-wise. We're expecting clear conditions for tonight into early tomorrow morning. To start off Thursday, our high is going to be 71, and then we'll quickly warm up as we head into the weekend. 83 Saturday, low chance of rain Friday and into Saturday, and then we will be in the 80s for the next couple of days as we head into the weekend. I'll step out of the way real quick so you can see. Roller coaster temperatures-wise, and we're going to be above average some days like Saturday through Monday, and then Tuesday will be at 84 for high, still above average. Then another front will move in Tuesday into Wednesday, lowering those temperatures below average. So it's just a roller coaster of temperatures with low rain chances here and there across the area. But like we said, nothing big weather headline-wise for now, at least in the 10-day forecast period. So that's some good news across the area. And then, of course, be sure to follow me on these social media sites where you can view the latest weather information throughout the day and throughout the week. I'll keep you updated. And then, of course, check out the Daily O for full forecast updates. Back to you, Brody.
All right. Thank you, Josh. The restaurant industry is recovering after the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. And for owners of local restaurants, their work is not that of a CEO, but on the front line, flipping the burgers and doing the payroll, etc. themselves. I spoke with Don Stafford, former owner of OKC's Ron's Hamburger and Chili, to find out what goes into operating an eatery.
The Tulsa Metro is famous for many things like Quick Trip, the Tulsa Driller, beautiful landscapes, and Ron's Hamburger and Chili. Ron and Betty Baber started the burger joint in 1975 to spread their home cooking to the masses. All of the original restaurants were owned by the Baber family until they had a change of heart and franchised a Sand Springs location to a local nurse. Then they expanded into Oklahoma's other metro, the 405. That's where Don Stafford comes into play. He, along with his mom and brother-in-law, started Pioneer Produce in the 90s, a wholesale produce company that serves Sonic drive-ins and Ron's Hamburger and Chili.
And I just mentioned to Ron one day, hey, if you ever decide to sell a franchise, I want one. Kind of not thinking he'd ever going to do it, because it was just his family that owned them.
But soon after, it did become serious. The Baber family franchised a Ron's location to Stafford and a partner. They opened their first location in Midwest City, which is still open today under new ownership.
Jeannie Stafford, Don's mom, watched him balance the produce company and owning the restaurant.
It was his dream just to have a restaurant, and he just struck out and did it.
Proprietors of local restaurants are hardly breaking the bank.
You're only making, maybe with labor and everything, you're probably making $1.40 out of that $7 gross profit. Then you got to pay for rent, labor, everything else.
Stafford and his partner eventually opened up 2 more Oklahoma City locations, one near the Penn Square Mall, the other in Edmond. The Edmond location has since closed, but there is still an operating Ron's on North May in OKC.
For the Daily O, I'm Brody Myers. If you want to know how to make those famous Ron's fries, call me up. Now for an undeniably positive and inspiring story out of Wyoming, where a 94-year-old woman is spreading kindness across her community and across the nation. Hope I got that right.
And I'm in my Christmas greeting.
If you've been around Casper, Wyoming, you've probably noticed 94-year-old Selma Schneider. For years now, Schneider's been proudly giving out free hug coupons to spread kindness.
I thought it would be nice to have the hug coupons to hand out to others. And it started as a very small venture, but it's grown tremendously through the years.
Schneider has not only made an impact locally, but also around the country. She started handing out coupons on airplanes, at treatment centers, and even the grocery store to brighten others' days.
When I was checking out one day, I gave a gentleman one, and he said, well, could I have 5 more? My grandchildren are coming to visit me.
Schneider says seeing how this small act of kindness can have a huge impact on people is inspiring. She says it warms her heart to know she's helping others in this way.
You do it because you love others. You want to help, whether it's your neighbor or who it is. And some people have said when they received a coupon, that's just what I needed today.
Schneider uses her creativity to also write poems and verse. She says sharing with the world is a great way to remind one another that life is short and there's so much to be thankful for.
You can't keep up with the changes, but you must give thanks for what you do have. Because there's many things that if you think about it, that you can be thankful for, that maybe you don't even think about at the moment.
Schneider is still going strong with hug coupons and doesn't appear likely to slow down anytime soon. It's Hump Day on campus, and there are plenty of events going on here at OSU. In the Student Union tonight is Paint Night. Tandy from Art on 6th will be bringing her expertise to students. Supplies will be available for the first 100 people who show up, and better yet, the event is free. If you want to attend, line up early because there is no option to reserve a space. Students will be painting a fall scene with Tandy's lead. That's tonight from 7 to 8:30 in the Starlight Terrace, 4th floor of the Student Union. Also tonight is study night. If you do better studying in a group, tonight's your night. It will take place from 7 to 9 in the Student Union, room 302. And finally, we've covered the artists, the scholars, but what about the athletes? Tonight at the Colvin, there is a rope climbing challenge. This week's challenge is to climb all 10 ropes. Winners will be given a free t-shirt. No prior experience is necessary, they say. That is tonight from 8 to 10. And my favorite, Cowgirls softball, ends their fall season tonight at home. Come out to Cowgirls Stadium for the first 5 p.m. first pitch, I should say. OSU is undefeated in fall ball. Admission is free, so come out and support the team and hear me on the public address. We're out of time for today, but tune in tomorrow for another edition of the Daily O. Until then, I'm Brody Myers. Good night.